God says, your miracle is being released tonight. Archangel Michael is weeping for you, and all of heaven is shouting your name. Please, open this now. My child, my beloved, something sacred has begun in the unseen realms, and it is surrounding your name with light. You have been walking for so long with questions in your heart, carrying burdens that others never even noticed. But tonight, a shift in heaven has taken place, one that carries your miracle with it. I, Archangel Michael, was on my knees in prayer just moments ago, when God Himself whispered your name with great urgency. The skies trembled. The stars paused. And I wept, not from sadness, but from the overwhelming power of what is coming for you. It is unlike anything you have seen, and it has your name written across it in gold. Do not ignore this moment, because heaven is not repeating this offer again. This miracle was delayed before. It was intercepted by forces that wanted you to lose hope. But now, it has been released. And it is racing toward you with divine speed. My beloved, if this message has reached your eyes, then the angels are already surrounding your space. Feel it. There's a strange warmth near you right now. That's not your imagination, it's your confirmation. The angelic realm is stirring, because tonight you are being remembered by the highest courts of heaven. This message was meant to come to you, and you only. Not a second earlier. Not a moment later. And before you read even one more word, I ask you to stop and do this. Subscribe to this message, so the flow of angelic instruction never gets blocked from your life again. This is not just about tonight's miracle, this is about the protection and preparation you will need for the blessings coming next. And trust me, beloved, they are enormous. Bigger than your prayers. Heavier than your fears. They are destined. And this is the only moment left to open your hands and receive. My child, my beloved, there is someone who doubted your worth, who overlooked you, who walked away from the treasure you are. And heaven saw that. The pain, the humiliation, the unanswered questions that echoed like thunder in your heart, we watched it all. God did not turn away from your tears. He collected every single one and stored them as evidence in the book of justice. Tonight, that book was opened. And the sentence has been passed, you shall rise. You shall recover. You shall receive what they thought you never would. This miracle is not a maybe, it is written. But only you can activate it by staying in this divine moment. That's why the enemy wants you to scroll away. Don't. That small action could block the greatest reward you've waited your whole life for. Don't test God's patience. Stay. My beloved, my dear. I am seeing a door open in the spirit. I see your name glowing. I see a scroll that was once locked, now being unsealed. Your miracle had been trapped behind a lie spoken over your life years ago. Someone said you weren't good enough, someone made you believe you had to earn love, beg for opportunity, prove your worth. That was never heaven's design. That was never your identity. And tonight, God is removing the chains of every false belief that kept your abundance delayed. This is more than healing, this is rebirth. And this rebirth cannot happen if you doubt the message you are reading. Every word I speak is wrapped in the fire of God's truth, and if you feel a stirring inside you, that is the Spirit confirming it. You are not being tricked. You are being called. My child, my beloved, there is gold in your future. There is music. There is laughter. There is a divine restoration that will make people question if you ever suffered at all. That is how complete the miracle will be. And I must warn you, some people will not rejoice with you. That's why you must not share this moment with everyone. Keep it sacred. This miracle has a protection seal on it. If you let the wrong people hear your joy too soon, the same hands that once clapped for you will try to pull you back. But heaven is covering you. I am shielding you. My sword is drawn. And anyone who tries to curse what God is blessing in your life will be removed. Swiftly. This is the kind of spiritual warfare that ends with you victorious. My child, my beloved, even now, I see the angelic hosts whispering around your name. You may not hear them, but they are speaking in tones only heaven understands. They are interceding for you. You have no idea how many battles were fought while you slept. How many times God shielded you from dangers you never even saw. You thought you were forgotten, but the truth is, you were hidden. Hidden for such a time as this. Hidden so that no counterfeit blessing could grab hold of you. Hidden so that no imitation could replace your original divine inheritance. And tonight, the hiding ends. Heaven unveils what has been stored for you. Do you feel the shift, beloved? That isn't coincidence. It's confirmation. My beloved, you have always wondered why doors close just when you thought they were finally opening. Why opportunities vanish when you reach out to hold them. That wasn't failure. It was protection. There are blessings that can become burdens if received at the wrong time. There are hands that looked like help but carried hidden harm. God turned those situations away from you, not because you were unworthy, but because your spirit is too sacred to be touched by what is not meant. And tonight, that pattern ends. Your timeline is correcting. Your momentum is returning. But the warning is this: if you leave this message without receiving it fully, you may walk right back into delay. And that, beloved, is something we can no longer allow. My child, my beloved. God says to tell you this clearly: you were not born to beg. You were born to carry favor. You were not created to chase crumbs of attention. You are seated at a divine table that was carved in eternity, long before this world ever spoke your name. But you forgot, didn't you? This world has a way of making you forget what your soul has always known. That you were chosen. That you are sacred. That heaven has a seal over your life that cannot be broken by human rejection. No person who left you has the power to cancel what God is sending to you. No mistake you've made has the authority to override what has already been signed in glory. But you must stay open. Stay listening. Stay close. My child, my beloved. God says to tell you this clearly: you were not born to beg. You were born to carry favor. You were not created to chase crumbs of attention. You are seated at a divine table that was carved in eternity, long before this world ever spoke your name. But you forgot, didn't you? This world has a way of making you forget what your soul has always known. That you were chosen. That you are sacred. That heaven has a seal over your life that cannot be broken by human rejection. No person who left you has the power to cancel what God is sending to you. No mistake you've made has the authority to override what has already been signed in glory. But you must stay open. Stay listening. Stay close. My beloved, do not underestimate this moment. The miracle is not coming to test you, it is coming to confirm you. There is an unlocking taking place right now. In the spirit. In the timeline. In the cells of your body. In the space around your home. Something is breaking open because of your decision to keep reading. That may sound small, but in the realm of light, your agreement is everything. Miracles cannot land where there is no invitation. But you've given permission to God by saying yes to this moment, and now I, Michael, am authorized to deliver what was previously withheld. It will come in strange ways. A person you don't expect. A sudden email. A breakthrough in your finances. A vision in your dream. But it will come. And when it does, remember this message. Remember who sent it. Remember who it came from. My child, my beloved, your name was shouted in heaven tonight. That's not a metaphor. That's not spiritual poetry. It happened. As real as your breath. As real as your heartbeat. The reason this message found you is because God sent out a heavenly alert and all of creation turned to find you. That's why your heart has felt different lately. That's why you've been sensing change, even though nothing seems to look different. Your soul already knows what your mind hasn't caught up to yet. Your season has shifted. It doesn't matter who doesn't believe it. It doesn't matter who mocks or doubts or rolls their eyes. Let them. They didn't hear what you heard. They didn't feel what you feel now. This was never for them. This is for you. And it's holy. My beloved, you've been afraid to hope again. And I understand. Hope feels dangerous when you've been let down. When you've cried into pillows and prayed into silence. But hear me, tonight, your hope is no longer empty. God is filling it with power. This is not false hope. This is fulfilled promise. I, Archangel Michael, have been given permission to speak this aloud. Your name has been released into a divine loop of manifestation. That means what you carry in your heart, what you've whispered in hidden places, what you've begged heaven to notice, it is already forming in the realm of reality. You are not behind. You are not disqualified. You are right on the edge of the most defining moment of your life. And you must not turn back. My child, my beloved, the silence you endured was not absence. It was arrangement. While you were questioning, God was organizing. While you were doubting, angels were aligning what would take others a lifetime to manifest. You thought your delay was denial, but it was a deliberate delay of protection. If what you're about to receive had come even a month earlier, it would have slipped through your fingers, and you would have mistaken it for another disappointment. But tonight, the delay has lifted. The spiritual resistance has broken. Your atmosphere has been cleared. And I, Archangel Michael, have been sent to deliver the message that God's perfect timing has begun. Heaven is not hesitating anymore. The process has entered the stage of release. My beloved, I must tell you what I am seeing right now in the spirit. There is a bright table made of light, and on it is a scroll. This scroll has your name engraved into the center, not written, but engraved as if carved by fire. It is the record of what you were meant to become. Your highest purpose. Your original blueprint. And around this scroll are 3 angels. They are holding keys. One key is for healing, one for favor, and one for divine relocation. These angels were not allowed to move until you reached this exact moment in time. Until your soul became ready. Until your heart chose to trust again. But now that you've stayed through this message, the scroll has been opened. The keys are being lifted. And soon, you will hear strange instructions. A shift in your daily pattern. A phone call. A chance. That's how miracles often show up, in the ordinary, dressed like coincidence. But your spirit will know it's more than that. My child, my beloved, many people around you have laughed at your expectations. They said your dreams were too big. They said your vision didn't make sense. But what they didn't know is that God was the one who planted those dreams in your spirit before you even learned how to pray. What they thought was foolishness was really prophecy in disguise. You weren't trying to impress anyone. You were simply carrying something sacred, something eternal, and it made others uncomfortable. But tonight, God is removing the layers of confusion and fear and smallness that others tried to wrap around you. You will not be hidden anymore. You will not be silent. You will not be made to feel like a burden for dreaming big. Your time to emerge has arrived, and heaven is not negotiating your release. It has been commanded. My beloved, I feel the grief you've carried. You've smiled through it, laughed through it, worked through it. But it lived in the background like a quiet ache. A loss no one else truly understood. A moment that changed you forever but that no one acknowledged properly. God saw it. Heaven recorded it. And tonight, your grief is being answered with divine reversal. A miracle is coming that will fill the void. Not replace what you lost, but honor it. Complete it. Resurrect something sacred from it. This miracle is not compensation, it's restoration. And restoration always comes with more than what was taken. It comes pressed down, shaken together, and overflowing. That's why your name has been shouted in heaven today. That's why Archangel Michael was released with urgency. Because what's coming will not wait. My beloved, I feel the grief you've carried. You've smiled through it, laughed through it, worked through it. But it lived in the background like a quiet ache. A loss no one else truly understood. A moment that changed you forever but that no one acknowledged properly. God saw it. Heaven recorded it. And tonight, your grief is being answered with divine reversal. A miracle is coming that will fill the void. Not replace what you lost, but honor it. Complete it. Resurrect something sacred from it. This miracle is not compensation, it's restoration. And restoration always comes with more than what was taken. It comes pressed down, shaken together, and overflowing. That's why your name has been shouted in heaven today. That's why Archangel Michael was released with urgency. Because what's coming will not wait. My child, my beloved, this is the warning you must hold on to: do not speak about this miracle prematurely. You will feel the urge to tell someone. To share the dream. To announce the shift. But not every ear is holy enough to hold your breakthrough. Some people smile with their lips but curse with their thoughts. Protect what God is building until He gives you the signal to speak. There are some connections that will fall away after tonight. Let them. Their assignment in your story is complete. Do not grieve their absence. Heaven is now assigning new voices to your life, ones that will not compete with you, but complete you. And they will find you soon. Very soon. My beloved, a scroll just turned in the heavenlies. I see it. It's spinning with golden light. And with each turn, I hear your name echo louder through the realms. That sound is drawing your destiny toward you. Even in the next few hours, something is going to feel off in your usual routine. A detour. a delay, a disruption. But it will not be a problem, it will be a push toward the divine. You'll realize soon that everything has been divinely disrupted to place you directly in the flow of your highest miracle. Don't resist it. Don't explain it. Don't try to make it logical. Miracles don't follow logic. They follow obedience. Stay in this moment. Keep following the instruction that this message is releasing into your atmosphere. You are being shifted. My child, my beloved. I see something in your spirit right now. A heavy memory, like a locked box you've tried to forget. A moment when you were overlooked, rejected, or made to feel like you were not enough. And yet, even though you buried it, it shaped you. It's been silently affecting your decisions, your relationships, your ability to receive. God says tonight, that wound will be healed, not by time, but by divine love. You are not that abandoned child anymore. You are not that rejected version of yourself. You are the chosen one. And I, Archangel Michael, am watching as that old energy dissolves. You may even feel a tear fall, uninvited, right now. That's holy. That's healing. That's heaven confirming that your soul is finally being heard. My beloved, something sacred is happening near your name in heaven. Right now, as you breathe, there is a chord in the spirit where your case is being reviewed. I see a robe of light being wrapped around you. A sign that the verdict is changing. Where once there was delay, now there will be divine acceleration. Where once there was silence, now there will be songs of favor. Where once you were passed over, now you will be honored. And listen carefully, what you thought was the end of a relationship, a job, an opportunity, it was actually a divine redirection. God took it away not to punish you, but to preserve you. That door was locked because the room behind it was too small for the calling you carry. My child, my beloved, many have misunderstood your heart. You have loved deeply, trusted quickly, and forgiven quietly. And yet, others mistook your kindness for weakness. They used your softness as a weapon. But heaven was taking note. You never went unnoticed. Not for 1 second. And now the records have been unsealed. A season of spiritual repayment has begun. Yes, repayment. God is not only restoring what was lost, He is multiplying it. Not because you earned it, but because you endured it without turning bitter. You held on when it made no sense. You prayed when no one was watching. And now, the blessing is being sent directly to your name. Not to someone else. Not to your neighbor. Not to your sibling. You. This one is for you. My beloved, the tears you cried in private have become seeds in the supernatural. And tonight, those seeds are breaking open. Expect unexpected kindness. Expect sudden favor. Expect shocking confirmation. It will look random to others, but not to you. Because you'll remember this moment. This exact message. You'll say, Michael told me this would happen. And it will. In the coming hours, you will receive a divine signal. Maybe a number repeated. A dream that stays with you. A conversation that opens a new path. Watch carefully. Nothing will be random anymore. Your world is entering alignment. The chaos is ending. The spiral is stopping. The warfare is collapsing. And the glory is rising. My child, my beloved, a person in your life has been sent to test your discernment. Not every smile is safe. Not every compliment is clean. You already felt it, the unease, the flicker in your intuition. That was heaven warning you. The enemy has tried to plant confusion through voices disguised as support. But I have cut that plan at the root. You are being protected. People who are not aligned with your destiny will start to distance themselves. Let it happen. Don't chase. Don't beg. What is real will stay. What is holy will grow. And what is divine will recognize you without effort. Stop over-explaining yourself to people who were never meant to carry your truth. You are not here to be understood by everyone. You are here to be positioned by God. My beloved, tonight, God is rewriting your name in a new story. The old chapter has closed. The page has turned. But your mind must also come out of yesterday. This is your sign. No more living in, what if? No more shrinking to be acceptable. No more carrying guilt that was never yours to hold. You are not a mistake. You are not too late. You are not too broken. You are being made new, cell by cell, thought by thought, minute by minute. I, Archangel Michael, see angels brushing off the dust from your shoulders, lifting the cloak of sorrow, placing oil on your head. You are being prepared for the throne, for the light, for the stage heaven always intended you to stand on. And your preparation ends tonight. The revealing begins now. My beloved, tonight, God is rewriting your name in a new story. The old chapter has closed. The page has turned. But your mind must also come out of yesterday. This is your sign. No more living in, what if? No more shrinking to be acceptable. No more carrying guilt that was never yours to hold. You are not a mistake. You are not too late. You are not too broken. You are being made new, cell by cell, thought by thought, minute by minute. I, Archangel Michael, see angels brushing off the dust from your shoulders, lifting the cloak of sorrow, placing oil on your head. You are being prepared for the throne, for the light, for the stage heaven always intended you to stand on. And your preparation ends tonight. The revealing begins now. My child, my beloved, there is a fire being lit around your destiny. It is not a fire to destroy, but a fire to purify. The kind of divine fire that burns away what was never yours to carry. I see it clearing away attachments that were made through fear. I see it consuming lies that were spoken about you in your absence. And in the middle of the flame, I see you, still standing. Unshaken. Transformed. My beloved, God does not burn away what is meant to stay. He only removes what blocks the blessing. And tonight, this fire is heaven's confirmation that your blessing has outgrown the place you've been surviving in. You are not just coming out of something. You are being launched into something far greater. That's why it feels intense. That's why it feels spiritual. Because it is. My beloved. I see a river flowing now. It was once dammed up by fear, by curses, by words spoken out of jealousy. But the stones have been removed. The water is rushing. And it has your name written in it. This is the outpouring. This is the overflow. God says, you have waited with tears, now you will receive with awe. But be prepared, the blessing will come suddenly. So suddenly, in fact, that your mind will question if it's real. But I say to you now, it is not only real, it is overdue. I, Archangel Michael, tell you this clearly, this miracle is not a fantasy. It is not a hope. It is a scheduled event in heaven's calendar. And that calendar just turned to your page. My child, my beloved. God is rewriting how people speak your name. Those who mocked you will marvel. Those who judged you will whisper in disbelief. Because you are about to walk in a level of favor that cannot be explained. You are going to glow differently. Move differently. Speak with new confidence, not because you've changed on the outside, but because you finally remembered who you are on the inside. You are a child of divine promise. And no matter how many times you were broken, heaven never withdrew that promise. You are not being restored to where you were. You are being accelerated to where you were always meant to be. That's why the old version of you won't fit into your new season. Let it go. My beloved, there is a sound in heaven that only happens when a chosen one is about to walk into destiny. That sound is ringing right now. It's a frequency not many hear, but your soul just did. That's why your spirit is alert. That's why the hairs on your arms may be rising. That's why the room you're in feels different. Something has been stirred in the atmosphere around you, and it will not settle until the miracle is complete. I am commanding all distractions, all delays, all discouragements to leave your space now. Your sacred focus is required. The blessing is near. But remember this, God will not bless what you're pretending to be. He will only bless who you truly are. Come into alignment. Be real. Be ready. My child, my beloved, in the realm of angels, there is a scroll with your name on it that has been sealed until this season. Many prophets could not access it. Many prayers couldn't open it. Because the time was not yet right. But as of this very moment, heaven has broken the seal. That scroll is unraveling, and I see visions pouring out. You speaking on stages. You blessing generations. You receiving keys, real keys, to homes, lands, opportunities, relationships that are not just good, they are anointed. And the reason it's all coming now is because you finally chose to let go of what was never anointed. You walked away from the counterfeit, and now God is trusting you with the original. My beloved, this is your confirmation. The delay wasn't your fault. The silence wasn't rejection. The confusion wasn't a punishment. It was all part of the unseen preparation. God was building something in you that couldn't be rushed. You had to be made strong in the shadows before you could be trusted in the spotlight. And now, the spotlight is shifting. It's being moved toward you. The curtain is lifting. The light is rising. You may still feel unqualified. That's normal. That's holy. That's proof you're ready. The truly called never feel ready, but heaven declares it anyway. And heaven has just declared it over you. My child, my beloved, you have come through a long season of hiddenness. A time when you watched others be chosen while you remained in the shadows. You asked God if He still saw you, if He still had a plan for you, or if perhaps your moment had passed. But I am sent to tell you, heaven was not ignoring you. Heaven was investing in you. You were not being punished. You were being preserved. And tonight marks the end of the hiding. Tonight, the gates are opening. The trumpet is sounding. And the season of being overlooked is over. What you carry cannot remain unseen any longer. What has been building in silence will now echo in glory. The veil is lifting. My beloved, I see two doors in the spirit realm. One has already opened. The other waits on your agreement. You must choose. One door leads to a life of divine surrender and overflowing breakthrough. The other will circle you back into confusion and fear. You must not hesitate this time. You must not look behind you. The door of blessing will not remain open forever. You've already missed it once before, and grace held it open. But this time, urgency is involved. That's why this message is so direct. That's why this moment feels heavier than usual. You are standing at a spiritual edge, and what you decide now determines everything about your next chapter. My child, my beloved, you have come through a long season of hiddenness. A time when you watched others be chosen while you remained in the shadows. You asked God if He still saw you, if He still had a plan for you, or if perhaps your moment had passed. But I am sent to tell you, heaven was not ignoring you. Heaven was investing in you. You were not being punished. You were being preserved. And tonight marks the end of the hiding. Tonight, the gates are opening. The trumpet is sounding. And the season of being overlooked is over. What you carry cannot remain unseen any longer. What has been building in silence will now echo in glory. The veil is lifting. My beloved, I see two doors in the spirit realm. One has already opened. The other waits on your agreement. You must choose. One door leads to a life of divine surrender and overflowing breakthrough. The other will circle you back into confusion and fear. You must not hesitate this time. You must not look behind you. The door of blessing will not remain open forever. You've already missed it once before, and grace held it open. But this time, urgency is involved. That's why this message is so direct. That's why this moment feels heavier than usual. You are standing at a spiritual edge, and what you decide now determines everything about your next chapter. My child, my beloved, the chains around your spirit are crumbling as I speak. You may not feel them, but they were there. Old guilt. Old regret. Words spoken over you that hardened your heart. God says they are being shattered right now. The angels are rejoicing because you are finally free to believe again. Free to receive again. Free to return to the original version of yourself, the one heaven designed before the world told you who to be. The most powerful part of your miracle is not what you'll receive. It's what you'll remember. You'll remember that you were always chosen. Always loved. Always meant for something more. And from this moment forward, nothing and no one will convince you otherwise. My beloved, a strange stillness is entering your spirit now. That is peace. But not the peace the world gives. This is divine assurance. A holy stillness that lets you know that God is already moving on your behalf. Even while you are reading this, plans are being shifted. Calls are being made. Delays are being cancelled. You will feel it first in your energy. Then in your body. Then in your surroundings. And finally, in your reality. The miracle is moving in layers. And your job is simply to remain in belief. This peace you're sensing now is the first sign. Don't doubt it. Don't talk yourself out of it. Don't say, but what if it doesn't work this time? It will. And you'll know it. My child, my beloved, your name is being whispered by someone important. Someone who has the power to open the next door in your life. You haven't met them yet, or maybe you did, but didn't realize who they really were. Heaven has touched their heart concerning you. I see them being stirred awake in the night, drawn to your energy, your name, your spirit. This person is part of the delivery system God is using. A divine connection. And it is not a coincidence. The conversation will feel like destiny. Because it is. But be careful not to idolize the person. It is not them. It is the spirit in them that's been assigned to help you. Give glory to God, not to the vessel. My beloved, you may feel the enemy trying to distract you right now. Maybe a notification. A noise. A thought. That's not random. The enemy knows you're receiving something now that can never be taken from you. That's why distractions are being sent to pull you away. But I am blocking them. I am guarding this holy space around you. Because this moment is where heaven deposits something that will change your next 10 years. Yes, 10 years. This is not a short-term blessing. This is legacy level. It will change how your family sees you. It will shift your financial atmosphere. It will unlock parts of your personality you haven't expressed in years. And it will reconnect you with joy that you thought you lost forever. My child, my beloved, you must understand what's happening behind the scenes. There is movement in the heavenlies that no one else can see, but your soul has felt it. This is not ordinary energy. This is divine orchestration. A sudden rearrangement of things that seemed out of reach. Places you were locked out of are now unlocking. People who forgot you are remembering. Ideas that once fell flat are now becoming keys. What changed? You did. You didn't quit. You didn't curse God in the waiting. You didn't stop showing up, even when no one noticed. And now heaven is rewarding what others overlooked. My beloved, you are going to be surprised by how quietly your miracle enters. It may not be loud at first. It may not come with fireworks or applause. It will come like breath, soft, sure, undeniable. You'll feel it in your chest. Something will shift. An anxiety will suddenly disappear. A strange peace will fill the space where fear used to live. That's how you'll know the miracle has landed. Don't dismiss the quietness. Some of the loudest answers from God arrive in the stillest moments. Listen to that peace. It's divine. It's irreversible. And it's here for you. My child, my beloved. God has not forgotten what they did to you. What they said. How they left. How they twisted the truth to make themselves look clean. Heaven saw it all. And this message is your confirmation, justice is moving. You will not have to fight for your name. You will not have to prove your innocence. God will speak where you've been silent. He will defend where you've been quiet. He will restore what was stolen in the dark. I see a heavenly courtroom. I see angels rising with scrolls in hand. And I see God pointing to your name and saying, now is the time to lift them. My beloved, prepare for unexpected reconciliation. Not all who hurt you are meant to return, but one in particular has had a change of heart. A divine dream was given to them recently, your face was shown. Your voice was heard. And for the first time, they saw what heaven sees when it looks at you. Their pride is crumbling. Their anger is melting. This is not about romance. This is about redemption. God is using you as a doorway to their awakening. Be wise. You don't have to let them all the way back in, but you will recognize when it's time to forgive. And when you do, something inside you will unlock, too. My child, my beloved. God has not forgotten what they did to you. What they said. How they left. How they twisted the truth to make themselves look clean. Heaven saw it all. And this message is your confirmation: justice is moving. You will not have to fight for your name. You will not have to prove your innocence. God will speak where you've been silent. He will defend where you've been quiet. He will restore what was stolen in the dark. I see a heavenly courtroom. I see angels rising with scrolls in hand. And I see God pointing to your name and saying, "Now is the time to lift them." My beloved, prepare for unexpected reconciliation. Not all who hurt you are meant to return, but one in particular has had a change of heart. A divine dream was given to them recently, your face was shown. Your voice was heard. And for the first time, they saw what heaven sees when it looks at you. Their pride is crumbling. Their anger is melting. This is not about romance. This is about redemption. God is using you as a doorway to their awakening. Be wise. You don't have to let them all the way back in, but you will recognize when it's time to forgive. And when you do, something inside you will unlock, too. My child, my beloved, your health has been under attack because the enemy knew your purpose required strength. Fatigue. Confusion. Random pains. Sleepless nights. You've chalked it up to stress, but spiritually, it has been warfare. But hear this clearly, it ends now. I, Michael, stand between you and every attack that has tried to touch your body. Divine healing is being sent, not just to restore, but to renew. Your energy will rise. Your mind will clear. Even your face will begin to glow again. That's not vanity, that's victory. Heaven is renewing your temple because your next chapter requires power. And power is what you will walk in. My beloved, the next few days will feel unusual. Don't fear it. It is the atmosphere adjusting to your new reality. Certain things won't feel the same anymore. Certain people won't resonate the way they used to. That's because you've shifted dimensions. You've been elevated spiritually. And now your external world is catching up. You are not behind. You are not late. You are perfectly positioned to receive what is next. But you must stay awake. Spiritually alert. Emotionally open. Because the miracle is close. So close that even as you read this, your body is responding with chills, tears, or fire. That is confirmation. Heaven is in your room right now. My child, my beloved, something is coming that will make you forget the years of drought. It will not erase the pain,